Before I show this game, I want to say that I haven't analyzed my games, neither this one or the previous, with the chess engine. So it is possible that there were mistakes here and there, but it doesn't really matter because when you play somebody over the board, you don't have a chess engine, you don't have a computer, you don't have a magazines or books or anything. So you're completely left on your own mind, your own head, your own skills, and this was also a blitz game, just like the other one. But it's interesting to, okay, the opening was the same, like I said, but it's interesting how people choose different ideas. And here again, I played Queen d6. And in the previous game, my opponent played Bishop takes f6, but in this game, my opponent played Queen d2. And we talked about that in the last video, that this is the main move. But my opponent in that previous game played the other way around. Instead of Queen d2, he took my bishop over here. And here I played knight to c6. I did mention that after bishop takes f6, pawn takes, and Queen d2, it feels a bit safer to take the pawn on d2 because this bishop is no longer there. At least it does to me. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but anyway, that's the feeling I have when there are pieces traded off. Then it's kind of safer to take a pawn here and there, and without running too big risk. So Queen d2, knight c6, and here he took my my knight on c6. There's also like I'll probably cover that in my videos, or at least in one of them. Long castles long, and then just trade everything off like this, and I think this is pretty much an equal game. Yes, I did cover this. But he didn't play like that, so after knight takes c6, I took with the pawn, which is the main move, and here we play bishop d3, again giving up the pawn. But that's not the main move. The main move here is after b takes c6, knight to a4. After queen a7, bishop takes, g takes, castles long, and rook b8, something like this. And I think black is okay here. Then there is also, after knight takes, b takes, bishop e2. There is bishop takes f6 and e5. And here, knight d5 looks like a natural move, and knight a4, queen a3, and just trade things off. King f2, knight takes f1, takes, rook b8, and again, a bunch of pieces have been traded off, and I'm not so sure if this is if black has reached an equality, but at least it's close. Anyway, so just to go back to my game, I played b takes, and he played bishop d3. And here, of course, again, a piece has been traded off. Well, one for me, and one for him. So I took the pawn. Rook b1. So, but in a way, he's following more theory than my previous opponent. So instead of this, I mean, in the previous game, my opponent played, okay, things didn't quite look like this, but he played knight b3, and then I played queen a3. But after rook b1, of course, I have to play queen a3 immediately. He castle, I played bishop e7, e5. So it looks like my opponent in this game is more aggressive than my other opponent. I played d takes e5, bishop takes, and I took with the pawn, g takes. I didn't want to take with the bishop because I was kind of looking at this move over here. So maybe I would have ended up with double pawns anyway. So I took with my with the pawn, rook b3, queen a5, bishop e4, and here a castle. And here he took with my pawn. I played f5, bishop f3. Of course, I can't take this pawn over here because, well, that's kind of obvious. If takes, then just queen c5 check, picking up the bishop for nothing. So, and the same, of course, is off the castle. So there's no way to do that. So he played bishop f takes e5. I played f5, bishop f3, and here I took the pawn. Rook e1 again. It's not possible to take for the same reason. Queen c5 check. So he played rook e1, queen c5 check, king h1, e5. Although this was a blitz game, but e5 looked like a very good move. But I was also, of course, I did seek knight to a4. Look, I will lose back this pawn over here, but I play queen d6, queen c3. If takes, I was looking at something like bishop takes, and if takes over here, then just up here. And okay, maybe he would play something like this, but whatever. At some point I will play this move, just developing my bishop. So again, like I said in the previous video, it is a sort of challenge for, or maybe it was early in this video, to develop his pieces. So for black. Okay, so I play queen d6. He didn't take. Play queen to c3, threatening this pawn over here. So after bishop e6, so now all my pieces have been developed. So he played rook d1, queen c7, rook b6. I played e4. Rook takes, queen f4. Bishop e2, bishop takes a2, knight b6, rook a to d8, takes, queen g3, well, forcing a trade, more or less. Okay, I don't have to take, I can play a bishop over here, or I can play queen over there, but it doesn't really matter. Besides, it gets double pawns. Queen takes, h takes, rook d2, bishop h5, king g7. Notice that this bishop up here is protecting my pawn after rook c7. So I have free hands. I play bishop d8, rook b7, rook takes c2, knight d7, bishop c7, rook b4, bishop takes g3, knight b6, and after rook c1, check, he resigned, because there's only one move. Bishop up here, and then the next move, checkmate. Okay, I'll show 2 games with the poison pawn variation. And it was interesting because, like I said, I made 3 videos, including this, where I included this variation, poison pawn variation. In the first game, my opponent took the pawn. Sorry, took my knight. I took back with the pawn. And in this game, the opponent in this game played queen d2. And I didn't take the pawn. I played knight c6, knight takes, b takes, and I also showed the opening moves here: knight a4, queen a7, bishop takes, g takes, castles long, rook b8, or bishop e2, or bishop takes f6. Okay, I hope you enjoy these 2 games that I played recently with the Sicilian Najdorf poison pawn variation, and see you soon.